Welcome back to the channel. Sedona Prince goes undrafted in WNBA with her basketball future now murky. And if you're not familiar with the character, Sedona Prince currently, was a member of the TCU Horned Frogs of the Big 12 Conference. She previously played for the Oregon Ducks of the Pac-12 Conference and the Texas Longhorns of the Big 12 Conference. At 6'7", she was one of the tallest players to ever play for Oregon. Prince generated national attention in 2021 after highlighting the disparity in facilities between the men's and women's NCAA tournaments. She was not allowed to compete during the 2019-2020 season due to NCAA transfer rules requiring her to sit out a season. At first, I thought I knew nothing about this story, but when you watch this video, this will ring a bell. And this is that video on gender equity or equality or whatever, as I should be able to share this right here. So check this out.
I got something to show y'all. So for the NCAA March Madness, the biggest tournament in college basketball for women, this is our weight room.
So you should be able to hear this, but if you can't, she's just going over the differences with the men and the women, their weight rooms and such.
I got something to show y'all. So for the NCAA March Madness, the biggest tournament in college basketball for women, this is our weight room. Let me show y'all the men's weight room.
I mean, look, I understand, but still, men are more known to be lifting weights and stuff, okay? So, give me a break, right?
Now, when pictures of our weight room got released versus the men's, the NCAA came out with a statement saying that it wasn't money, it was space that was a problem. Let me show y'all something else. Here's our practice court, right? And then here's that weight room. And then here's all this extra space. If you aren't upset about this problem, then you're a part of it.
So is it really like some huge problem? Right? Is this really a huge problem? Okay. Maybe it is. Maybe, maybe I overreacted a little bit there. But and we have another video here. This is her reaction to going undrafted in Monday's draft.
Sedona Prince reacted to not being drafted by quietly deleting her WNBA draft declaration post. And honestly, no one's surprised. She went undrafted, but what really stood out is that she hasn't said anything. Just wiped the post and disappeared. This comes after a year full of controversy. Between the legal battles and the backlash online, Sedona's been catching heat nonstop.
Oh.
A lot of fans feel like her off-court trauma might have played a...
I knew that was going to happen. Here, let's play that again. And let's get rid of this stupid thing over here on the right.
Sedona Prince reacted to not being drafted by quietly deleting her WNBA draft declaration post. And honestly, no one's surprised. She went undrafted, but what really stood out is that she hasn't said anything. Just wiped the post and disappeared. This comes after a year full of controversy. Between the legal battles and the backlash online, Sedona's been catching heat nonstop. A lot of fans feel like her off-court trauma might have played a bigger role in her draft stock than people want to admit. She's been active on TikTok. She has the height, the following, but teams don't just draft clout. GM has probably looked at everything going on behind the scenes and decided it wasn't worth the risk. And the internet? Brutal. She's been getting dragged on social media for months. Everything she posts gets hate. People question her commitment, her attitude, even her game. So her silence after draft night feels loud. Deleting the post wasn't just a cleanup, it was a statement without saying anything. I think she's laying low, maybe regrouping. But one thing's clear, she's in a tough spot. Between the legal noise and how she's perceived online, it's going to take a lot to bounce back if she chooses to. Probably should hang it up.
She probably needs to lay low and regroup because everything goes downhill in the world and everything's connected. We know Donald Trump's the president, so like the gender equality, gender equity stuff, it isn't going to fly with Trump in office, okay? Maybe when Kamala was trending, right? And all you heard about was Taylor Swift. But now that things have changed, we got Trump in office. You see how it goes downhill. Imagine if Kamala was still trending right now. Okay, things may have been different. Remember stories every day about Taylor Swift? Where did all those go? Trump's in office, okay? And Paige Beckers was drafted #1. She's got the Kamala Harris birthday. So that might kind of go against what I said a little bit there. But that is a fact. Okay, so look, I mean, this is Sedona Prince. Do you think it's interesting that the draft was exactly 1 week before the 9-year death anniversary of Prince, the musician? You see that? Prince dies April 21st, 2016. The WNBA draft 1 week before that 9-year anniversary. Okay? And you get the Prince connection here. Look at that. Everything's by the language. All of this stuff they give us is a distraction and it's fake, all by the numbers. All right? Don't overreact when I say it's fake. I mean, the stuff, everything, it's got a balance with history, like repeating and such. It keeps the same energy. Notice the purple with TCU. Okay? And Prince, Purple Rain, right? And you see that little purple, whatever that is, guitar or whatever. Prince is known for purple. P purple. Prince, look at TCU with the purple. Okay, and I just caught that purple on the fly right there. Not a coincidence. Okay? And she's born on the 12th, you know? And her last team, the TCU Horned Frogs, as I mentioned, the Big 12 conference, even Oregon, Pac-12, Texas Longhorns, Big 12, but born on the 12th, okay? It's a 29-day span from this draft. She's undrafted. She's regrouping. A 29-day span from the draft to her next birthday. It was the 29th WNBA draft with the 29-day span from the draft to her birthday. Horned Frogs 129 in the language. So you get the 29 in there. You see how the Horned Frogs connect with the other team. She committed to playing basketball at Texas, who first extended an offer to Prince when she was in the 8th grade. Texas 66, Horned Frogs 66, Sedona Prince 66. And I thought this was just cool to put in here. Texas Longhorns, TCU Horned Frogs. Interesting, right? And Texas Christian University, Texas Longhorns. I never caught that before, right? But Longhorns, Horned Frogs. Even Texas Longhorns in the language, 70. TCU Horned Frogs, 70. That's the same reverse reduction cipher. Prince just finished her 7th and final year of college basketball at TCU. 70 is like 7. Prince also is a lead plaintiff in a landmark antitrust lawsuit that will help get money for college athletes. Prince attended a hearing April 7th, where a federal judge in Oakland, California heard arguments for the Landmark House settlement. The 7th. And obviously 70 is like 7, right? Texas Longhorns 70. Look how just Longhorns equals 40. So that's like 4-7 even with that date. I mentioned Trump earlier. Trump does equal 47 in the language. And they say this is a federal judge in Oakland. Kamala Harris out of the Bay Area, right? Remember, Paige Beckers with the Kamala birthday was drafted number 1, as this is the women's NBA draft. Women's National Basketball Association, I should say. Okay, and you see the cipher breakdown. That's reverse with the alphabet. 26 letters, so Z would be 1, A would be 26. But you reduce it. You see all the single digits? Q in reverse is 10. How do you reduce the double digits? You add the 2 digits, reduce to single digits. Add them all up. You see? TCU Horned Frogs, Texas Longhorns, 70. Okay. T is also the 20th letter of the alphabet. Notice how she's got the 40 on the jersey right there. And I just showed you Longhorns equals 40. T's the 20th letter, like Trump. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to bring dude up, you know? But he comes up for a reason, okay? As I don't even have any screenshots of him in here. But he connects to all of these stories. It's almost like all of these characters are sacrifices for Trump. It doesn't always mean deaths, okay? Somebody takes a hit, as he is kind of riding the wave right now on top of the world stage, all right? President of the land, as far as this script, the actor, even Oregon Ducks playing in 2019 at Oregon before graduating in May 2022, transferring to TCU for the past 2 seasons. Even Oregon Ducks has the 51 like Horned Frogs. Look, Ducks, like Donald Duck, orange juice, the big orange man, Donald Trump. Get it? I'm telling you. And Trump is connected with gender stuff as well. You know what? Women will refer to him as a pig or whatever. Sexist. There's a couple of videos out there where he says some not so polite things about women, right? Or it just depends on how you perceive it. But look, Oregon Ducks 51, Horned Frogs 51, Gender Equity 57, Oregon Ducks 57. All right. And again, Sedona Prince has gotten a lot of attention with her social media posts, drawing attention to gender equity questions at the NCAA tournament in 2021. Her status as a lead plaintiff in a landmark antitrust lawsuit standing up for college athletes. She also had another case. Let me go to the article real quick. And let's see if I can maybe quickly find this as I scroll down. In January, Prince was involved in a physical altercation with the woman she used to date, and both women filed police reports alleging they were assaulted. Prince's lawyer, A. Boone Almanza, acknowledged that campus police responded to a disturbance on January 18 at Prince's off-campus residence after a call from the player. Almanza said that no charges have been filed. That was one day after Michelle Obama's birthday. Former first lady to Barack Obama, former president. Okay, so, and remember Paige Beckers, you see her right here, the bottom two picks here, picked number 1 in the WNBA draft. Remember, she's got the Kamala Harris birthday. She also has the NBA young boy birthday, October 20th. You know, basketball connection, even though it's a rapper, he's got the NBA stage name, right? The 24-year-old Prince denied all of the allegations made against her through her attorney and said that she has never abused anyone in her life, whether mentally, emotionally, or physically. Prince also, oh, okay, I already went over that with this other antitrust lawsuit. All right. So look how, we're moving along pretty smooth here. Hopefully you heard the volume in the videos earlier. I'll probably play them again. And Oregon Ducks 74 in the ABC 123 cipher. Her birthday upcoming May 12th, the 132nd day of the year. So you see how all of these teams she's connected to for no reason, right? You see how they all connect in gematria, right? And you see how Oregon connects with their upcoming birthday. And there's probably more here, but I think that's a solid breakdown. There's probably something right in front of my face here that I'm missing as well with the connections, but that's okay. That's an interesting first name, Sedona. I'm out here in Arizona. There is a Sedona, Arizona, but I'm not going to go too deep on the first name. That Prince connection is awesome, especially with the color purple. And the WNBA draft 1 week before the 9-year death anniversary of Prince. 1 week before that anniversary. Look at that. And I barely caught that purple connection. I almost missed that. Let's play this again.
Sedona Prince reacted to not being drafted by quietly deleting her WNBA draft declaration post, and honestly, no one's surprised. She went undrafted, but what really stood out is that she hasn't said anything. Just wiped the post and disappeared. This comes after a year full of controversy. Between the legal battles and the backlash online, Sedona's been catching heat nonstop. A lot of fans feel like her off-court trauma might have played a bigger role in her draft stock than people want to admit. She's been active on
Oregon even equals 88 like Trump. Okay, and don't forget, when Kamala was trending, everyone thought she was going to be president. Don't forget, women were really winning, weren't they? All over the world stage, and you see it is kind of shifting a little bit when Trump's at the head.
TikTok. She has the height, the following, but teams don't just draft clout. GM has probably looked at everything going on behind the scenes and decided it wasn't worth the risk. And the internet? Brutal. She's been getting dragged on social media for months. Everything she posts gets hate. People question her commitment, her attitude, even her game. So her silence after draft night feels loud. Deleting the post wasn't just a cleanup, it was a statement without saying anything. I think she's laying low, maybe regrouping. But one thing's clear, she's in a tough spot. Between the legal noise and how she's perceived online, it's going to take a lot to bounce back if she chooses to. Probably should hang it.
Did they say probably should hang it up? No love for the character. And she's even got that 13 on her jersey. Remember, politics equals 113 like 13. And this is kind of a political thing, right? And you see Trump 88 right there, Oregon 88. You also get the 25 like Trump, and you get 74. Trump equals 47, the reverse. See that? Let's play that TikTok video again, if I can get it to refresh. Let me see if I can refresh this on the fly real quick. Of course, it's just skipping along.
Show y'all. So for the NCAA March Madness, the biggest tournament
You may not be able to hear this, but it's not long.
in college basketball for women.
You could at least read it up there at the top.
To show y'all. So for the NCAA March Madness, the biggest tournament in college basketball for women. This is our weight room. Let me show y'all the men's weight
I mean, she's probably like the only person on the team who needs more weights. You know what I'm saying?
room.
Yeah, let me ask y'all. So, in the world, you take men, you take women, what's the percentage, even if it's sports or not, what's the percentage of men that lift weights to women? It's probably very not balanced, right?
Now, when pictures of our weight room got released versus the men's, the NCAA came out with a statement saying that it wasn't money, it was space that was a problem. Let me show y'all something else. Here's our practice court, right? And then here's that weight room. And then here's all this extra space. If you aren't upset about this problem,
And people on the world stage, they don't get to just say what they want and it go viral. Do you understand? If it's something that isn't supposed to get out there, the powers to be will make sure it doesn't get out there. So, again, this is just some more drama here. All right. So we'll see if she's called in for a tryout. Oops, wrong story. We'll see if she's called in for a tryout. She's 24 years old. So that's kind of old to come out of college, isn't it? They said she spent 7 years. That's wild. Did they say 7 years in college? That's a little bit wild. That's a long time. And of course, I can't find it. 7th and final year of college basketball at TCU. Jeez. Oh, and I forgot to mention with this 29-day span from the draft to her birthday, Horned Frogs 129, and it was the 29th draft for the WNBA. Trump equals 29. You see that? Right there. You see that right there, okay? So the 6'7" center earned honorable mention, AP All-American honors, but Prince was not among the 16 prospects invited to attend Monday night's draft at the Shed. The question now is, does she get invited by a WNBA team for a tryout, or is playing overseas her best option? The center from Liberty Hill, Texas, averaged 17.2 points a game this season. That's pretty decent. Started all 58 games played at TCU. She started 86 of 108 games played over 5 seasons. I mean, so that's a pretty durable player, right? But again, this comes down to politics, I guess. As you know, this may cause more divide. What's up with that tattoo there on her hand? That's an interesting tattoo right there. But Sedona Prince goes undrafted in WNBA with her basketball future now murky. We'll see what becomes of this character. Does she make some kind of a comeback? Does she get another chance? Does she just wither away from the spotlight? Shout out to y'all. This is Daily Decodes 812, aka Math Tucon, aka Matthew. Just, call me what you want. Just know you got this decode from me. Until next time.